Anyway, what's up, people? It's Chambly IZ of YouTube.com. I didn't say it right. Hold on. What's up, guys? It's Chambly IZ of YouTube.com. Or better yet, what's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube.com? You see that failure right there on the floor? Now bring your eyes' attention back to me. Okay, here's the story. You know I have a 1975 Ranchero, and it's pretty classic vehicle. It's hard to find parts for. So recently I just ran into an ignition problem where you put the key in, turn the key, no start. You turn the key into the on position, you see the fuel pump go up to the center where it's supposed to be, or wherever, how much gas you got in there. All the gauges and everything else works, but it does not start. So what I've been doing is, for the past 3 to 4 days, I've been working on designing or putting in a new ignition switch. The first 2 days I was running around looking for an ignition switch for the column, because I have a full-sized 75 column, Ford column in there, and they say for the 1975 Ranchero 66 is supposed to have one of these in the dashboard, and the key is somewhere around here for that. Alright, so this is the tumbler, and this is the lock assembly right there. This is the whole thing that they gave me. Of course, you need a bezel for this to put that in. I couldn't find a bezel for that particular year, and I can't find a harness for it. I originally got the original column key, found out what the column key was, and they gave it to me. I put it in, tried it, didn't do nothing. So, on that other hand, what I've been trying to do is hook one of these up. It's basically a universal ignition switch. I think it's by Doberman. I think Doberman. Let me check. I think it's Doberman. Basically, it's a basic switch here and whatnot. It has ignition, accessories, and battery, and a starter. This is the starter right here, where you put the starter at. Start ignition, starter wire. Then you put the ignition wire right here. Then you put your battery wire right there, and your accessory wire right there. Okay. So I've been kind of playing around with the whole Android deal and whatnot, trying to get this just right and whatnot. So it took me a couple hours. I don't understand the diagram. I have one right here. Of course, this is no help to a guy who can't read a diagram. I can read the book, but I can't read the diagram. So what I did was I went back a couple of times and tested a few things. Still got nothing. I ran you already know, like a yellow wire would usually be a hot wire in an automotive vehicle, or red wire or whatnot. But so I went and tested the wires. There's this clip, sort of like, I know, sort of like that, sort of like a hook-shaped clip. It's about like possibly like that. So it's a hook-shaped clip like that, and you take and pull these two apart. One goes into the steering column, and I said, okay, well, I fit around with it for 2 days. I poked my head under the hood, shut the hood, poke around back in the vehicle, turn upside down on the seat, look up under the bottom, and this is, here's some general advice for if you're not able to read a diagram. What you want to do is actually trace the wires where they come from. Look at them, stare at them, test them until you can't test them no more. So I went and pulled the two clips apart, and I hooked up the ignition switch, that wherever it went, somewhere, that ignition switch I showed you. Whatever. I just misplaced that fast. Oh well. Well, I hooked that up, and I kept staring around under the bottom. I said, okay, trace the wire from the solenoid switch all the way back through the firewall. And behind the firewall, there's a wire. It kind of looks different when you're going from weathered wires to unweathered wires. You know, some may look new, some might look dusty or old. After that, what I did, I took the first prong, the first one I thought that had to be a hot wire, which was the yellow wire. I think it had dashes on it. It was yellow and had dashes on it, white dashes on it. I tested that with all the other wires with a voltage meter, and basically none of the other connections gave off any type of pulse with anything else except for that one. So I went and took my oh, fuck. I wish I knew where I put that thing. This is so gay. Ah, here it is. Well, I went and hooked up the battery wire, which is right there. It says BAT, as you can see. It took that to the first wire and ran a wire from this to the hot source, which apparently was still working. So after I ran that to that, I took and ran this ignition wire. Which one is that? Ignition wire. Okay, that's the ignition side. Ran the ignition post straight to the S on the solenoid switch. Keep in mind, if you have a 4-post, it would always be the post that's sticking out, not the one that's pointing to the side. The one that's sticking out. I took that and ran a wire to that and hooked up the 2, and then turned the key. Turn the key, it starts. So now in the next few days, I'm going to be filling you in on how that progress goes and whatnot. But so far, so good. I've got the vehicle back starting again and whatnot. The wiring is probably worn out. So I've got new wire and all that. Spools pretty cheap from Radio Shack. So I'm going to be doing some videos on that, showing you the update on that from my cell phone and send it in straight to my YouTube. Other than that, all I have to do is make a kill switch or figure out how this will kill that. This is 3 position, well, 4 position, but 3 position, you know, starter right here. Ignition. Yeah, ignition is the word I'm looking for. So rear back position is the accessories, off, on, start, and that's all. Well, peace. Keeping fuck, I'm fucking up today. Keep in touch, people. I'm gonna post more videos about this little problem going on, and thank you.